Hi friend, I am Lee Keckner. Welcome to day number 22 of Coming Home, 33 days of self-care. If you would please join me with 3 grounding breaths so we can actually quiet our mind and come into the present moment, the only place that life is happening. Son, would you please come over here and say hello? I'm sorry, I'm coming out of the present moment and starting a new present moment. This is my son Charlie, and he turns, he has a mouthful of food, and he turns 19 on May 18th. Happy birthday, son.
Thank you.
I look forward to picking a fancy restaurant with you to celebrate.
You too.
All right. Okay, so if you want to do some breathing exercises with us, Charlie?
I'm okay. Thank you, though.
Oh, he said I'm okay, thank you, though. So uncross our legs and just let all of the spinning that's going on to your brain start to slow down. Let the things that are heavy on your heart, stressing you out, things you're worried about, let them all just go for a moment. They're going to be waiting patiently or not so patiently for you to jump back on them. So just close your eyes, uncross your legs. And we're going to breathe in through our nose for 4, hold for 4, and then an audible sigh out of our mouth for 4. So breathe in through your nose. Hold it. And out. Do it again. Breathe in through your nose. Hold it. And one more breath in through your nose. I like taking that pause in between because it really reminds me to take a pause before I respond. I want to say react, but I'm working on responding. Take that pause before you respond. Take that pause before you answer your coworker. Take that pause before you discipline or teach your child. Have a pause, have a little space. I think as we create more space for ourselves, the more we will be calm, and I think the more our planet will be calm. Okay, you guys, so we are starting the first section of the last section, which is called, the first day of self-care practices. So for the next 11 days, we will actually do tangible things that when we're done after the 33 day, which I just found out is going to be Sunday on Mother's Day, will be the final day. How wonderful is that? But when we're done with this, you will have 11 tools that you can go back to these videos, you can look at your journal, whatever you want to do, to use. And you could practice one a day, and then maybe the next day add another one, and soon you could use all 11. I don't know if I ever use all 11, but. Okay, so the first one is called All In. All In. You guys might have heard me talk before about sleep parenting or sleepwalking, where you drive the same route, eat the same foods, tell the same stories, have the same thoughts, hang out with the people who believe the same as you. Everything's the same, listen to the same music, do everything the same, and we literally become robots. We start sleepwalking. We lose the zest and the fun and the creativity and the magic actually that's available to us because we're doing the same thing every day. But this whole 33-day process, we're actually creating new neural pathways in our brain. And if you want change, you have to change. So these next 11 days, these practices will help you do just that. This morning, I went to a meditation class, and about 3 minutes before it started, I got, oh my gosh, dang it, I wanted to send this email. So I grabbed out my phone and I started an email. I started typing, and this woman sat down next to me, and I looked at her and we smiled, and she started talking. And I was kind of looking at her and looking at my phone and looking at her and thinking, as she was speaking, I was like, shit, how long is she going to talk? I need to send this email. If I don't send it now, I might forget it. And I was doing that kind of multitasking or 2 things going on in my brain at the same time. And then I thought, put your phone away. So I turned my phone off, I put it away, I turned to her and I looked her right in her eyes, and she started talking, and I just listened. And then when she stopped talking, just organically, some things came out of my mouth, and we had this really beautiful conversation. I didn't think, what should I say next? How much longer till the class starts? I was all in, all of me, was into the present moment with her. And it was beautiful and connecting and peaceful, as opposed to spinning and crazy that we cause ourselves. So this all-in business is a huge gift to give yourself and to try. And I'm going to give you a couple of ways to try it today. Okay, when we multitask, we're doing things half-assed. When we slow down and are experiencing what is in front of us, we are in the present moment, which is the only place where life is happening, because the past is just a thought. The future doesn't exist. And so often people are living in the future, worrying about this or planning for that or murder this, that they're missing what's actually in front of them, right? The future is a make-believe world that does not exist yet. All that is happening is this present moment. And when you are anywhere else, when you are thinking about your email while someone's speaking, you're nowhere. You're a nowhere man. So today we are going to pick something that you normally do on autopilot to pay full attention to. And when you pay full attention, especially when you're talking to another human being, do it with kindness. So it's all in kindness. So there's no judgment, there's no spinning, there's no thinking, well, I'm going to tell them. You're just listening. And that way you can communicate with your partner that you think you're mad at because in the past, that old story that you're pissed. No, you can show up in the present and just listen in kindness. And then you can respond from kindness. It's really a game changer. Okay, so here's one thing you might do automatically, brushing your teeth. How often do you haul ass through brushing your teeth? Just hurry up to get to the next thing, to get to the next thing, to get out the door on time, to get to the next thing, right? So brushing your teeth is a good, simple way that we all do. So tonight when you brush your teeth, or this afternoon, if you do it after lunch, feel the toothpaste tube in your hand. Is that kind of shiny one? Is it cold? Is it mushy? Is it like fat at the bottom and skinny at the top, or the other way around? And then as you push out the toothpaste, watch it go onto your toothbrush. How with grace and ease it fits perfectly on your toothbrush. And I have an electric toothbrush. So when I start my electric toothbrush, when I'm being all into the present moment, I go slow and I feel it massaging my gums and cleaning my teeth. And I do it super slow and just experience the sensation of it, because it's the same amount of time. So if I'm rushing through it and spinning, right, I'm stressing myself out and I'm missing what I'm actually doing. And this simple practice will, the more that you do it, the more you will be able to apply it in your everyday, all the time, which is like a state of bliss, I think, because we're not doing our crazy spinning or sabotaging. Another one is eating. Right before this, I was hungry, so I got some apples and peanut butter, and I was dipping it in, and I was trying not to get it on my lipstick, and I was trying to eat it really fast, so I could, because I was hungry. I wasn't tasting the damn apples. So I just took a breath, and I slowed down, and I dipped it in the peanut butter, and looked how I got just the perfect amount, and I bit it right in the half, and it was so crisp, and the sound was so, and it was so sweet and delicious. It was literally like I hadn't tasted one before, and I had just eaten 3 mindlessly. So when I was all in, I could enjoy it. So I was feeling good, nourishing my body, and slowing down. Like all of those things are so good for our health. Eve the other day made cookies, and she reminds me a tiny bit of Chris Farley. She's just funny as heck. But she made cookies, and then she's like, can I have one? And I was like, yeah, you can have one. And I watched her just pick it up and shove it in her mouth, like eating it so fast, like someone was going to steal it from her. And I said, Eve, stop. Oh my gosh, Posey, get down. Oh my gosh, Posey just now chewed a huge hole in my wicker outdoor furniture. Posey, not happy. So anyway, I said, Eve, stop. Swallow that bite and then talk to me for a second before you take your next one. Look at that cookie. Be in gratitude that you just got to make that chocolate chip cookie. Smell it. What does it smell like? And when you bite it, take a smaller bite, not half of the cookie. Chew it slowly and tell me what textures you feel. How's the chocolate? When we eat fast, we're not even experiencing it. Another thing that I do sometimes, I always forget this actually, but before dinner, my kids all roll their eyes constantly at me, but I have in the past said, you guys look at your plate. Look at the strawberries on your plate. Do you know how much hard work and how many people it took to get those onto our plate, from the pickers to the farmers to the grocery store to the packers to, right? Like all of the people. I said, let's just be in gratitude that we have strawberries right now. And then they're all like, Mom, please shut up. And they roll their eyes and eat them fast. But at least I'm planting the seed. So we are missing small pleasures available to us every day. Like when you put on your makeup, you do it really fast because you want to hurry and get to the whatever. No. Feel the brush touching your skin and how soft it is and how they made that brush so perfect to do that job. Like allow yourself that little bit of softness and gentleness and feeling it. We're missing so much little beautiful stuff. And then I did my first 33 days. You can find it on my website at lee.la. But I did my first 33 days on mindfulness, and being all in is being mindful. And I remember I had an experience with Brent where I was running past him and I was starting to slow down, and I heard his voice and how he spoke to me in a certain way that when I turned around to him and I saw his eyes, I could see he was hurting. And then we ended up talking for 15 minutes about his wife who had just passed away. Had I been steamrolling ahead, had I not allowed myself to slow down and get present so I could hear Brent in that way, so we could have that exchange that he needed and I needed. It was a beautiful moment. The same with my kids. When I look them in the eye when they're talking to me, instead of normally they're talking to my shoulder in the car or my back at my computer, but when I stop and I look them in the eye and they see me see them, sometimes it's so overwhelming for them that like for Sergeant, he has to turn away and take breaks because he's not used to it, but it's so precious. It's like this is where life is happening in those moments. And if we are on to the next in our mind, if we're doing more than one thing, everything is half-assed and we're missing our life. My quote for today was, experience what you are actually experiencing and watch your world light up. Experience what you are actually experiencing and watch your world light up. My last example, I went for a walk and my phone was dead, and I don't know why the hell it was dead because I charged it all night. I wanted to listen to my book on tape, but instead I go, this is a moment maybe I'm supposed to be all into my walk. And I walked with a smile on my face, and I locked eyes with every person and smiled and said hello. And then I turned the corner and saw this tree lit up with twinkling leaves, golden, and the sun was hitting it. It looked literally like a moving piece of art. It was so beautiful. And I just stood there looking at it like, I just felt overwhelmed by the beauty of this tree that I had seen or not ever seen 1,000 times. Like I've done that walk over 500 times. It was the first time I saw the brilliance of this tree. And I just realized what a gift it is for me to give myself being all in, connecting with other people, listening, noticing what's around us and the sounds and the birds and the beautiful trees. It's life-changing, actually. All right. Dear God, thank you for this tool that slows us down. Thank you for the reminder how rich life is in each moment when we're actually living in it. Remind me to be all in. And I'm in gratitude for all of the beauty, even the helicopter circling above. Amen. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Please try one thing you normally do without even noticing you're doing it. Maybe washing the dishes. Feel the warm water hit your hands. Feel how nice it is to make that circular motion to clean the plate, how relaxing that is. And the satisfaction of when you put the stuff away that you have a clean kitchen. Like just really experience something that you normally do. It's a gift to give yourself. All right, I will see you guys tomorrow on day number 23. What's up? Bye.